Welcome, pioneers, trekkers from the Mesa Central Stake. My name is Emily Hill, and I want to share my story with you. I, like you, once was a trekker. I crossed the plains and left my legacy there, as well as in the things that I did in the future. I'll start with telling you that I was born in England, and my father was a farmer, and he made enough money to afford his 11 children, me being the youngest, every opportunity, every educational opportunity that there was. And as a youngster, I was serious and religious and was often concerned with my salvation. And you didn't see that often, but that was the role that I took in our family. And at the age of 12, we had a cousin come to visit us, and where we thought she was going to come and be lively and bless our home in that way, she came, and she was lively indeed, but it was with something else. It was with a gospel message that we had never heard of. And she insisted that we go and visit with the saints in a nearby area and hear the missionaries share their message. And so I was sent as a representative for our family to go. And when I arrived there, I noticed that there was some persecution around us because we were outside where everyone could see. And this being a very new religion, I was concerned at first with the stares and with the snickers that were going on. But as the message was given, I knew that this was the gospel of Jesus Christ, and it had the answers in which I had been seeking. I went home and told my parents that I wanted to be baptized right away, but they wouldn't allow it. They said that I could be baptized at the age of 16. And so for 4 years, I, in practice, attended church when I could and partook of the sacrament and even gave what little I had for tithing, although I wasn't a full member of the church yet. And at the age of 16, I moved to where my sister Julia was staying a few hours away, and she, sharing the same sympathies as I had with the Church of Jesus Christ, decided to be baptized, and together we were baptized. And that long-awaited day, for 4 years I had been a member in practice, but the long-awaited day took place, and I was now a member of the church. There was a call to the saints in England to travel and to try to make our way out to Zion. And so that touched me, and I wanted to go with the saints and gather in Zion. And so my sister Julia and I, we boarded a ship and we traveled to New York City, and then we took a rail to Iowa City, where we were with the Willie Handcart Company. And because we had really no option and not a lot of money, we had to pull a handcart. And I decided that I was going to walk the whole way. I was going to do it. I was going to walk by foot the whole way, even though we had people sending us letters, and anytime we were out and about in the public, they would pull us aside and check our resolve and ask us if we were sure that we wanted to do this, if we were sure that we indeed wanted to go and take that journey. I knew that it was the journey that the Lord had called me on, and that it was my duty to do all that I could to make it to Zion. And so we set out on our trek, and we had many trials and many hardships, for we had set out too late in the year. And shortly upon leaving, many of our company decided to separate and to stay, and even my sister was injured almost immediately, and she had to be pulled in the handcart. Yet I continued on foot for over 1,000 miles. At one point, our company we were so wearied and so downtrodden, we had no provisions left, and we were stopped because we had nowhere else to go at that point. We were just praying for rescue. And sure enough, some brave saints in Salt Lake heard our cries, and there was a rescue party sent to meet us and to help us make it into Zion. And never was my joy so happy when we saw those rescuers come, for we literally had nothing left. a brother Young gave me an onion. He saw me, and he knowing me in England, he began to cry. And I said, Brother Young, why are you crying? And he said, because I know you, Emily, and I've seen you from before, and to see you so wasted away and so sick, it just breaks my heart. And so he reached in his pocket and he gave me an onion, the only thing that he had until the other wagons with the majority of the provisions and clothing arrived. I took the onion and went and sat by the fireside, where I saw another member of our company. He was worse off than I was even. And I walked up to him and gave him the onion for him to eat. And he later said that he surely knew that onion was what saved his life. Eventually, we did make it to Zion. I was married and then abandoned by my husband after bearing a child. Over the course of 3 years, I struggled to take care of myself and my child. All the while, I was penning verses, poems, and songs as a way to express the experiences that I had been going through. Eventually, I was married to a good man, and though we did see many trials, ups and downs, I never regretted all that I had experienced and been through. Not in my pioneer journey, not in being abandoned, and not having things be perfect once I reached Zion. I knew that it was all for my good, and that Heavenly Father loved me and that He was aware of me. I had 8 children, plus the child that I had before, so a total of 9 children, and my fondest hope for them was that they would be able to endure whatever it was that Heavenly Father saw fit to bring about in their lives, and that they would never be afraid of the testimony that they had gained and the principles that they were learning, for they were so hard fought for myself, and I was hoping that would be my legacy for them. Thank you for coming and hearing of my story. May God bless you as you continue on in creating your own legacy.